President Muhammad Buhari, who was elected to steer the affairs of this country to the promised land, said he has done his best despite criticisms. So let's x-ray his submission first as regards to the economy. For instance, the National Bureau of Statistics says that 133 million Nigerians are suffering from multidimensional poverty. How do you think the economy performed in the year 2022, BKO?
Well, the economy has been going steadily down for some time. It is not something that started in 2022, but I can say that the economy has been going steadily down for about 20 years because, yes, between 2010 and 2011, we were among the 15 fastest growing economies in the world, but things have changed rapidly because of what I would describe as cumulative mismanagement of the Nigerian economy. We cannot continue to give the excuse of the pandemic, which happened in 2020. Why do I say this? Our country was largely spared the ugly distempers, ugly impact of COVID-19 that some of the big countries of the world witnessed. And in spite of that, 2 years after, we still continue to cite COVID-19 pandemic as one reason for the decline of our economy. The economy has not been doing well, and I will say that this has been going on for some time. In 1983, Indonesia's GDP was $81 billion. At that time, Nigeria's GDP was $97 billion. $97 billion in 1983. Now, look at Indonesia in 2021. Its GDP stands at $1.2 trillion. Look at Nigeria, that was ahead of Indonesia in 1983. Our GDP currently stands, that is looking at 2021 figures, our GDP currently stands at $441 billion. It means that Indonesia has grown its economy rapidly to the point that its GDP is almost about 3 times higher than the GDP of Nigeria currently. Whereas the GDP of our country in 1983 at $97 billion was higher than the GDP of Indonesia, which was $81 billion in 1983. So if we have been growing steadily, this would not have been the case. Our GDP has been going steadily down. The economy has been going steadily down. And if the NBS came up with that figure of 1 to 3 million people below the poverty level, how can poverty-stricken people contribute tremendously to the economy? They will be involved so much in the battle for survival. Now, in 2014, our GDP was $546.7 billion. So compare it to what we have now. What we have now is $441 billion. So the economy has been going steadily down. We've not done enough to reflate our economy, to make our economy as strong as it should be. And look at our currency. The value of our currency itself has also been going steadily down. At the beginning of this year, the value of our currency was just a little over 500 naira to the dollar. Today, in the parallel market, it is, which is the unofficial market, it is, this morning I checked, it was around 721 naira to the dollar. And even in the official window, it's been going steadily down as well, because in the last few weeks, we've been recording record lows. It stands at around 461 naira to the dollar in the official market. It has never been this bad. It has never been this bad. So if at the official market, it is already closing in on 500, then people are already suggesting that by immediately after the election, the naira could be devalued. So this is where we are. The economy is gasping. Manufacturers are worried. They do not have access to raw materials the way they would want to have access. They do not have access to forex as much as they would want. And they are bogged down by multiple taxation in a very, very toxic economic environment. There's so much taxation, and these guys are just struggling. A lot of the industries, a lot of the companies are folding up because the economic environment is just not pleasant for them. If you do not have access to raw materials, how do you keep your manufacturing company going? And a lot of them won't have access to raw materials because they need forex to bring in some of these raw materials. So, and then of course, credit. If you provide credit for the manufacturing concerns and you give them credits at double-digit interest rates, it's going to make life unbearable for them. It's going to make things tough for them. And look at where we are with the so-called ways and means. This ways and means is the tax debts owed to the CBN by government agencies, government parastatals. Where government cannot find the funds to pay salary, they simply resort to the CBN and call it ways and means. We are owing the CBN right now 23.6 trillion. I've been complaining about this for some time, that we simply walk up to the CBN to say, give us this money, and then we go and pay salaries and take care of other overheads with it. Now, it is 23.6 trillion. Ways and means. So an economy that is doing well can be going through all of this. And in the year 2022, the flooding that happened across many parts of our country has worsened matters for farmers. Look at Olam. Olam is a foreign company that grows rice in our country. It accounts for 25% of the rice, local rice that we consume in our country. In his farm in Rukuba, Nasarawa State, 4,400 hectares of land, of rice fields, was washed away by floods. That's about $20 million worth of rice produced that year, or being produced that year, that was washed away by flood. So many farmers across our country are also affected, especially in the main production belts of our country. So what we see is a situation in which it will be tough for our people in the year 2023 because food prices will go up rapidly, as we have seen. Prices are going up, and it's all because we lost a lot of farmlands to flooding, and then of course the insecurity also plays its part. Where people feel insecure, they are going to stay away from the main production areas. And if you do not produce sufficiently, there is no way that even the value of our currency can go up. If we do not produce sufficiently, there is no way that we can feed our people sufficiently. Prices will go up and it will be tough for people. So inflation is rising. It's now above 20%. At the rate that things are going, it could even become higher in the year 2023. So, in summary, for the Nigerian economy, 2022 has not been a good year at all. If you look at all the indices, whether it is foreign currency, foreign forex illiquidity that we are looking at, whether it's in terms of the balance of trade with other nations that we compete with, whether it is in the GDP, across all parameters, the economy has done badly.
Yeah. Okay, so let me quickly take two comments before we move to the next indices, which is politics. Tony Goodman says, yes, I agree with President Buhari that he has done his best by making us poverty capital of the world. Congratulations to him. And Fabian Akaize says, the president has always blamed the PDP for the failures of his administration, forgetting that leading members of the APC were former PDP members. He now said, BKO, which I wanted to react to, the president and the VP should not receive pension.
I don't know. I don't know how to say that they should not receive pension. In many ways, I think the administration should have done better, especially in the area of the economy. It's not done well, in my view. The stats are there, and statistics don't lie. I expected our currency to be stronger than this. When you invest well over R1 billion in the Anchor Borrowers Program, you want to expect that ultimately it will bring down prices, because that will be the joy of the ordinary Nigerian. But if the ordinary Nigerian is buying a bag of rice at 3 times the price, the ordinary Nigerian is buying. If the ordinary Nigerian is buying a bag of rice at 3 times the price that I used to buy it, then it's difficult to say that the Anchor Borrowers Program has achieved anything significant. In any case, a lot of the so-called farmers who took the loans have refused to pay back. It's the same thing with NISAL. NISAL, which is an agency under the CBN, is meant to provide credit for farmers. It gave more than 180 billion out to Nigerians during the COVID season, during the pandemic, and they refused to pay back. So who do we blame for that? So I think the president is right in saying that he has done his best, but Nigerians are the judge. He cannot judge himself. He cannot give himself pass mark. That is for Nigerians to do. We may think that he has done exceptionally well, but I will recall that even the president's wife apologized to Nigerians the other day that for promises that they could not meet. So let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
The issue of pension, the issue of pension is not even. Nigerians want good governance. I don't think it's the money that Nigerians are after. They just want to live a good life. They want to be safe in their country. They want to be able to earn good money for their hard work. Let me tell you, Ibrahim,
Yeah.
any economy in which the hardworking people starve is not it's not a healthy economy. Hard work has to be rewarded. Where hardworking people starve, where hardworking people can find it difficult to survive, then the economy is a diseased one.